Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, very interesting. These two energies here with the Star and the Four of Wands are very, very healing oriented type cards. And I feel like you guys want to finally just put something to rest. Or you guys want to finally recover from what you guys have been through. Or you guys may need more time to heal. And I feel like the relationship that you guys are in, or the relationship that you may not be in at this moment, or that something that was lost in the past has been reviewed, all right, has been looked at, re-glossed over. So in essence, I don't think this is necessarily pain, even though you got a lot of healing cards here, which in this especially is the card that's right after the Three of Swords. But I don't necessarily believe this is necessarily pain for you guys. I feel like it's looking at what was lost, what's missing, that could be potentially, you know, that you feel is missing from being able to connect with people again, or connect with somebody. Now, in the past, the underlying energy is the Ten of Wands, which talks about a burden, completing of a cycle. And underneath here, you have the Ten of Cups again. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. And the Tower is in here, too. So, yeah, two endings in one. So this is like a burdenous ending to something that ended emotionally, all right, or something that's burdening of some sort, from some sort of emotional ending. You guys are defensive though. It's almost like you guys are defensive because of whatever has happened in the past. Because you're looking at these three cups like you know, you piece of work. I'm just kidding. No, you're not. But the way you I mean, the cards here are looking like they are. Just look at the Seven of Wands is looking at the Three Cups like, you piece of work, you. And it's not like it's a bad thing. I feel like you guys are trying to figure out what is missing about these three cups. What is missing with that and keeping you in this, like, from being able to connect, or you know, to work with these two cups. Because the Star here, like I was saying, let's just kind of start from the scratch, because I'm getting a lot of these messages and it's coming at me hardcore. But the Star is coming up as some sort of enlightenment. I like to see this card in the Hangman card reversed as like some sort of enlightenment card. And I feel like this is usually, you know, the Star comes after the Tower, right? This is the refresh, right? When you refresh something and it starts over. This is kind of the same thing. You're starting from scratch, starting from the very beta form of the situation, and you're giving, like, in a way, you're healing something. You're giving back, and you're regaining the process of manifestation. As you see, that the little flowers in the bottom here are sprouting because this person is watering the grass. Now. I do get this feeling right now that you are definitely a new version of Aquarius, because when I see this card come up for y'all, I don't know, but I get this feeling, especially with the Tower coming up, you are the new version and the new and improved version new and improved version of Aquarius. These two together, Judgment, Star, the Ace of Swords, that's the boom. And then the Ace of Pentacles, that's in the beginning. All those endings there, that's in regards to the emotions, that's a new revamping of an individual, in my opinion. Because, I mean, you can have new morals, a new way of communicating, and, you know, new thoughts, new beliefs, but that doesn't change you. It more so changes your behavior. This is a little bit more, this is more intense. This is more personal. When you hit the water sign stuff and fire, that's hitting your mojo, and that's hitting your spirit, and your emotional aspects, you know, that core, that soul part. And when you hit those aspects, you're definitely no longer the same person that you were before. And I feel like that's what the review is. This is looking back at what was potentially lost, but now but not necessarily regained, but was lost here, but not necessarily in a bad way. That's what I'm trying to say. Because right here, I feel like this is just kind of seeing what made the past so different from now. And I feel like it has a lot to do with, one, you know, what you have left to work with, the connections that you have remaining with the cups that you still have full, the dreams that you may feel that have not necessarily been fulfilled yet or filled up. Because, two, like, these cups look kind of empty. I'm not gonna lie, they look just as empty as the cups that spilled whatever in the past. But I feel like these are cups here that are, you know, talking about desires and dreams and all that stuff. And that's why I feel like the review here has a lot to do with what you're going to need to take from the past energy moving forward, or what you've learned from the past that you can take with you into the next journey, into the next phase. You know, it's not, I'm not getting the whole, you need to shift your focus. sort of aspect to it. Now, not completely anyway, right? Because you still have the Seven of Wands in your outcome, or in your best path to follow, which is saying to like kind of, the best way to follow is a defensive energy. It's like being defensive, right? It's like standing your ground with something and not giving up, or just kind of defending either yourself or defending the relationship if you're currently in one. And I feel like, considering that the four of swords is there in your desired outcome, I feel like you guys want to completely heal from something, and therefore maybe it's something like in regards to kind of just standing on your own, standing on 2 feet right now, and figure out what it is that you want out of these 2 cups, or figuring out the 2 cups still exist to be able to do what you want to do with them. It's very weird, right? Because, like I said before, I don't get this feeling like this is sadness. I don't get this feeling that this is like remorse, or I mean, I feel like there was some sadness here. Like, obviously, like the 5 of Cups is always going to be sadness. Like, I feel like at one period of time you were sad, but there's something in regards to this review that I feel like you're trying to transfer to these 2 cups. So something you could take with you, something that connects the dots. I feel like there's still like a pending process. Like, I can see the rainbow wheel, and like on the computer or whatever, it's like going around, that's processing, that's like loading, right? I feel like it's loading something, right? It's like a download or some sort. But you haven't seen it. It's almost like there's cups here, somebody that's offering you something, or there's some sort of connection here that you don't see, because there's a lot that because there's something that's unfinished from the past, or something that hasn't been completely 100% resolved. And the 7 of Wands is asking you guys to stand your ground. It's very interesting. Stand your ground, be true to yourself, and be you, right? Which is pretty much, I guess maybe it's perhaps learning the new you right now. Because the 4 of Swords being your desired outcome. Now, your best path to follow your feelings is the Knight of Wands. So you could be feeling like you are a lot more free or more happy. That's what I'm saying. I'm like getting the whole oh, I'm sad cards, because it's like you got lighthearted energy. As a matter of fact, I'm doing your reading. It's typically, I feel like a very heavy, very serious, and very kind of intense energy from you guys. A lot of times, all the time when I read. I feel very light energy right now. Very light. As you see, I'm bouncing around, going kind of crazy here with the reading. And I feel like, it's just like, it's almost like you guys just feel like nothing. Nothing bad, nothing good, just it is, right? It's very smooth. Like, it's almost like it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like drinking something smooth, like something silky, something like soft. Nothing or holding on something, or feeling something that's silky and smooth. But everything is just kind of is. And you're going by the heart, going by what your heart's desire is in the moment. You're not doing anything that you feel like, you're not, that you're not happy with. It feels like it's almost like defending what you are in the moments, like being in the moment. Now, with the hopes and fears being the Ace of Swords, I obviously think that you want this idea to come to you now, because this is like, this is 5 of Cups. This is about change or whatever. So what aspects, what information do you want to gain from this, right? What information you hope to gain, whatever you're, at judgment period for the judgment period to be able to kind of start something new, especially with the Ace of Pentacles there, something solid, something long term. So the Ace of Swords here in your hopes and fears. Yeah, I feel like right now you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out what you can gain from, what you can see from this. There's something that's keeping your focus exactly from starting something new, or at least being the star of this situation. This reevaluation, there's healing, right? And the 4 of Swords is about rest and contemplation and reflection. And I feel like you may just want to figure out where you go from here, from where you've been through, right? Because perhaps you don't want to deal with this energy again, because of the 7 of Wands, right? Boundaries, standing your ground, being defensive, fending off people that have not necessarily opposing views per se, but fending off people that may threaten you in a way. You know what I mean? So this is a change. This is a definite change. And that Ace of Pentacles there in your outcome, showing here, right? It's like, this is a new beginning, and it's going to be something serious. Now, to throw out some signs in case y'all seeing anybody, it could be a Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, or you guys could be seeing somebody that's a Scorpio right now. But if there's, I don't see anybody else other than you right now, Aquarius. So this focus really is looking like this is what your heart's desire is, and this is a lot about you right now. Let's go ahead and see what your Whispers of the Love cards are coming up. Whispers of Love cards are coming up. See what's happening for you guys in your love life with the Whispers of Love. Very clear reading, though. Like, I picked that up straight away. So maybe you guys are hesitant on love because of the past, and it's not necessarily that you have to be, like, you have to shift your focus. You have to want to. Because maybe you're like, right now, you're enjoying your freedom, your independence, you're being the Sag, not the Sag, you're being the Aquarius. Someone that goes with the beat of their own drum, right? That dances to the beat of their own drum. That in tune to themselves completely. But then at the same time, I feel like you may kind of want to stay like this, the Four of Swords, like kind of like at peace, at rest, not desiring anything, not needing anything, not wanting anything, constantly in a place or in a zone of healing, or in a zone of just kind of being with the self. But the Seven of Wands, so coming up is like you might want to defend something, or you're defending something off, fighting something off. You know what? Let me go ahead and quickly clarify the Seven of Wands. Why is the Seven of Wands coming up in there? The best part to follow, because that is, you mean, you see me guys, I'm just sitting here trying to figure that out. Like, what is that supposed to mean? That is way too many cards. Got 3 of them coming up. Let me just try again. What is the seven? Why is the Seven of? What does the Seven of Wands mean for the best path to follow for the Aquarians? What does the Seven of Wands mean for the Aquarians and their best path to follow? Seven of Wands, fighting for something, fighting for what they believe in. Yeah, standing your ground. What is that? Fighting for what though? I feel like it's the self, to be absolutely honest. Fighting for yourself. Fighting for what though? The Four of Wands. Fighting for the commitment. Fighting for the stability. Fighting for... Very interesting. Fighting for happiness. Very interesting. So... It's almost like almost like this is a process right now, Aquarians. Where you're maybe just focusing on protecting your house, protecting the house of you, making sure that you're safe and you're taken care of and you're considered and you're, you know, you're loved, and really just kind of developing the new you. It's very combative energy though. Comes up for this. Look at that. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. Wow. Very interesting. I very rarely see that card come up. Very rarely. Okay. And when that comes up, it's practically the strength card when it comes up. So it's like, you know, it's talking about either like showing yourself compassion and love as you go through a difficult situation. The Ten of Wands is a very difficult situation, but the Ten of Cups is not necessarily so. It's usually a happily ever after card. But again, like, it can have an emotional impact, right? It can hit you hard when it wants to. But then looking at your inner strength, which being since it's very similar to the Death card, or the Strength card rather, it does also indicate like being true to the self, right? Because there's a lion in that image with the Strength card. And the Strength card does, you know, talk about, you know, either carrying yourself through a difficult situation, or letting the inner you, that raw passion, that raw you come out. Okay. But defensive, interesting. Yeah, it's like you have to go on warrior mode and fight something, or fight for, either you're fighting for a relationship, or fighting for some sort of commitment, or you're fighting against the commitment, against something that could be coming in with that outcome, and with the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe there's this feeling of you know, this holding, whatever is holding you back from gaining this, you know, focusing on the 2 cups has a lot to do with the past and what you've reviewed. You're not the same person as you were anymore, so why would the past really kind of, why would it even matter? Because this, you're the new you, and these 2 cups are still remaining. It's up to you whether you want to do with it or not, but I feel like the 7 of Wands is very interesting. It's very interesting. Let's see what the wisdom of the Oracle card says. Very interesting, guys. Deep knowing. Whoa. So it's following your intuition and going with your heart. Obviously, following your heart's desire, following your heart, following what you know. Listening to your intuition. It's very High Priestess kind of like energy. So, you know, when I see this card come up with this, so talk about trusting your intuition. Trusting your intuition to the highest T. And with the Knight of Wands, he goes with what he wants and what he feels. But I feel like it's most importantly going with your intuition, going what makes, you know, what makes sense to you, because you're the one that's living this life, right? But this defensive energy is definitely different. I feel like it's saying 2 things. Either you might want to relax a little bit in regards to the commitment because of how the past was like. Maybe there was something that happened badly in the past, this burden, whatever it is, ended. But you're a different person, so why would relationships be the same? So maybe the relationship doesn't require all that aggression, or maybe all that defense. Or, you know, for some of you, it may be to put the boundaries up, hold the, you know, put the, you know, find off the people that don't really have good intentions, or maybe, you know, just kind of protect the you that you found that's more stable, that's solid. I don't know. It could be that, it could be those 2 things, but considering this is a general reading, I don't want to get too specific. The advice is just saying to be, you know, its advice is defensive energy, finding off things, standing your ground against something you're fighting for,